Hi, so we are going to be doing a little bit of medieval cooking with kids. I am the Terra, about to welcome thee to my kitchen. Today, I have a special guest, my daughter.
Little Turtle.
That's right. So today we are going to be doing some medieval cooking, and I have chosen a recipe for us to make together and try because, as we all know, nothing is tasty unless a child will eat it. Now, she doesn't know what we're going to be cooking yet, so what do you think about the fact that we are going to cook and make barley water?
What?
Barley water. So this comes out of a 14th century book called Le Ménager de Paris, published in 1393 in France. It includes, amongst other things, a sweet tisane, or an herbal tea of barley. In it is a section on how to make things to help restore those who are ill or invalid or sick. And this is one of those things you make to make someone who is sick or ill feel better. The recipe I'm going to be using today is from Curial's Kitchen, which I'm going to include in the description below so that you can get a link to this recipe. It's the best one I found online. What we start out with is we need to boil up 3.7 liters of water. So I've got you a measuring cup, and then I'm going to be chopping up these figs. It says to use 7 figs chopped. So these dried figs that you get in the bag have these little stem on the top of some of them, but not all of them. And I find that anytime I eat or use these figs and don't pull them off, you get these little hard bites that are unpleasant. Fig.
I don't think we have room in this pot for another one.
Oh, well, that is a problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, let's use a bigger pot. So after you've chopped the figs and you're filling up the water, the next ingredient that goes in is the actual barley for the barley water. Now, in the original recipe, it talks about how it doesn't matter if the barley was hulled or not. And I'm not sure if what they mean by hulled barley and what we mean by hulled barley is exactly the same thing. So what we found at Natural Grocers, our local granola munching hippie store, was some actual hulled organic barley, which is what we're going to be using for this recipe. And it says to use 160 grams. So we're going to measure that out using our handy dandy scale, if I stop passing by grams. Or once we put the ingredients in there, that one won't fit either.
This is a third pot.
Even a bigger pot.
Is it our third pot?
The final ingredient that goes into the boiling water is licorice root, or maybe licorice leaves, I'm not quite sure.
I like licorice.
That's okay. We don't even have any licorice. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to try and substitute anise seed. Now there's a difference between star anise and anise seed. One tastes like licorice and one doesn't. So what we have here is anise seed, and I'm hoping that it isn't actually star anise.
Smells like licorice.
That's a step in the right direction.
And water tastes like licorice?
Absolutely. It's a substitute for licorice.
And then that's brains.
Mm-hmm. So that's 2.
Oopsie.
That's 5. Let's take some off.
Oh.
And that's 4.
Oh.
Now we just have to wait for the water to boil. So we'll be back once we have a rolling boil.
Tick. Hello again.
We now have a rolling boil, so we are going to go ahead and drop in the anise. Good catch.
Thank you.
Our fig.
Fig. I like fig.
And our barley.
Barley water, so it makes sense to put in barley.
Now we have to boil it until the barleys crack, which, according to the recipe on Curial's website, is about 45 minutes. We've been boiling this for 45 minutes. We're now going to strain it out. Go ahead and hold that real steady.
Oh, it's weird. Ah! It looks gross.
It certainly does have a opaque color to it. Now, the recipe says to put an undescribed amount of rock salt or rock sugar in the cup and to drink it hot. So we're gonna go ahead and do a nice big heaping tablespoon of sugar in the raw, since obviously there was no bright white sugar. Let me go grab an ice cube just for palatability. So, 3, 2, 1.
Ow.
What do you think?
Sweet and weird and weird and weird.
Sweet and weird? You know, I can't really taste that. It has a very light licoricey taste. Not really like black licorice. So it doesn't actually taste much like barley.
You want some?
I'll try it.
Now, yeah, come try it. Now, it is said in the recipe that the leftovers is good for feeding chickens. I'm kind of curious to see what it tastes like itself.
Chickens? I wish we had chickens. Are you a chicken? Yes, we are chickens now. I'm taking
What do you think?
one sip. How?
All right, thank you guys for watching. Hope you like the episode format. We'll give it a try again with a new recipe. So you'll notice, as I was cleaning up, I saw that the cup here that I had poured and not drunk yet started to grow a sedimentary layer at the bottom. The original recipe and the one on the website suggests straining it better than I did in a sieve and actually putting it through something like cheesecloth. I don't have any, so I skipped that step. And you can see a distinct amount of gunk, which I'm guessing is just small bits of barley hull that has remained that would otherwise have been pulled out. So you might have very well had a much more clarified drink if you did it, the right way.